We've finally caught up to the Inquisition. We can talk to a bunch of these people. Whatever good that does. Your lordship, please forgive me. I have to get back to work. The Inquisitor is waiting. Yeah, there's Calcazar himself. Rogue Trader, the Lord Inquisitor is expecting you. Well, can I wander around a bit before I actually talk to him? Shockingly, yes.
It's about time.
Is there anything to see? Besides that they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. What is this? Tech Priest responds with a short string of binary code. That looks important. But no, it doesn't look like I can actually interact with anything. It's just clearly Inquisition is doing Inquisition things.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alright, Calcazar. I've made it here. Obviously putting down a save just to make sure I don't screw something up. I see that you did not heed my warnings, Ignatius. Your decision to come here in spite of them may have consequences, but we still have a chance to turn it to everyone's advantage if your lordship listens to me very carefully. We didn't heed your warnings. What do you mean? You left a report from a guy who told me to come here. With all due respect to you, Lord Inquisitor, I shall ask you to refrain from any further threats directed toward the blessed Rogue Trader, lest you face repercussions from me. How courteous of you to warn me, Master Wissarion. I will remember your words. Master Van Calyx, I am pleased to see you. How was your journey? Illuminating, Lord Inquisitor. Heinrich's tone would have frozen anyone else solid, but not Calcazar. I'm here to help. The line you're treading is dangerous. Stop this madness. Come for your head. Or just, what are you doing here? I think that's more the question I'm wanting to know. We don't know enough. Just a lot of suggestions of various heresy, but no clear statement of what he's doing or why. What are you doing here? Exactly what my duties dictate. Saving the Imperium, isn't it obvious? Going to the Xeno construct, is that what you're here for? What is it? Or I still have many questions for you. Yeah, tell me about that. We call it a shard. Catan, yep. And yes, as you have noted quite aptly, it is the reason I'm here. This construct contains an ancient, or rather a pre-ancient, being of cosmic power. They were called the Catan. The entity is currently trying to escape, and I'm here to collar it. Calcazar nods at the giant device, whose design clearly points to it having been brought into the crypt from outside. No one in this world is capable of taming the power of the true Ingir, the Star Devourers, and if you think even a small and imprisoned part of one of them is going to yield to you, you are mad, monkey. Mad and short-sighted. What is this Catan shard? What is it doing here? So from my little knowledge of Necrons, what few Catan shards they managed to capture, they built big facilities around to imprison them, to make sure no one else could get to them to set them free. So that's what it's here. It's in the heart of their Necron fortress, where they're built around it just to keep it contained. What is this Catan shard? What is it doing here? A specimen of an ancient predator race, devourers of pulsars, who feasted on star systems, reality itself bent to their power. But many millennia ago, an ancient Xenos race managed to defeat them, shatter them into pieces, and lock them away in prisons like the one you see before you. The Ingir are no mere predators, monkey. They are not just another sentient race. The ancient tales speak of a great war between the Ingir and the Old Ones, and in that war, the Ingir found allies to whom they promised unbounded gifts. You have seen them, Elentok. Your species calls them Necrons. The Ingir granted them everything they needed to fight their enemies, but their largesse came at a price, tricked into a state that was neither life nor death. The Metal Warriors served the Star Devourers for eons, until they finally rebelled and confined their masters to prisons such as this one. Do you wish to be tricked by their power too? Your unsanctioned xenos has a point, Rogue Trader, which isn't the same as saying she is right. The Imperium will harness this creature's power and turn it against our enemies. You think you stand a chance against such power? I see your ambitions are truly cosmic scale. You've gone too far and your actions will lead to disaster. Probably true. A fine plan apart from it being an insanely audacious one that will almost certainly get everyone killed. Also true. You think you stand a chance against such power? Do you mean to say that a human is not capable of such a feat? But I'm not just a human. I'm an instrument of the Emperor's will, one of many, and the Imperium is omnipotent. If I were to fall, another would. If I were to fail, another would follow in my footsteps. That is how humanity makes the impossible possible. With the hands of particular people in particular circumstances, your skepticism is unwarranted. And how will taming this creature help save the Imperium? Over my years of service, I've come to realize that the main problem that humanity faces in this war is the imbalance in power. Our opponents are not races or nations, but incomprehensible monsters, and it is high time we acquired one of our own. My yoke will bind this creature and make it a chained guard serving the Emperor. Ha! It's such a bad idea. So bad. The idea of setting a Catan free in the hopes that you can keep it on a yoke forever fighting your enemies is so bad. That is not the full extent of my vision. There are other shards similar to this one scattered across the galaxy. I plan on seeking them out and confining them all inside the yoke. Each conquered monstrosity will bolster our defenses. You want to collect them and bring them together. The reason they're called shards is because they are split pieces of a whole. Collecting them together into one location is real bad. Also, Catan, from my knowledge, which is limited, have some amount of reach even outside of their prisons, and have historically been able to lead others to doing exactly what they want that eventually frees them. So the fact that multiple people have managed to make it to this location, Theodora and Calcazar, that are incredibly powerful with designs on how to free the Catan for their own chosen ends, is really not good. I mean, surely the Catan is guiding him along in a path that the Catan is already foreseen to lead to its release. And maybe it'll be bound temporarily. Like, maybe he'll succeed at that, but in the long run, we lose and it wins. I still have many questions for you. Given the circumstances of our meeting, I do not see why I should hide anything. I seriously doubt you will share this information with anyone else, for one reason or another. How did this thing end up in your possession? Thanks to your predecessor, I arrived in the Expanse at the call of the Explorator fleet to deal with Archmagos Amarnat's heresy, but I quickly came to the realization that the Koronus Expanse's problems ran much deeper than tech heresy. Unprecedented piracy running wild, blatant smuggling of xenos artifacts, willful and impetuous rogue traders, and growing threat of the ruinous powers. All of this in a region the Drakari considered their domain. Frankly, I considered purging the entire Expanse. It would have been much easier to burn down this whole tangle of threats and corruption, but the web of spies that I had woven presented me with much more interesting and radical solutions. While investigating Amarnat's connections, I turned my eyes to Theodora von Valencius, who ultimately gave me the shard. How was Theodora involved in this? Theodora's instincts were uncanny. She spent decades hunting for a key that could open the dimensional gate, as if she knew that there was something incredible waiting for her on the other side. Her ladyship was lucky enough to discover the shard during one of her expeditions. Lucky enough. Again, Catan guiding and leading things. Convincing a rogue trader to put all of her worth into finding the key to get to this location. It's not chance. It was guided by the Catan to get us to release it. A trophy that was too much for her to handle. Archmagos Amarnat studied it on Theodora's behalf, creating weapons in exchange for access to the dangerous relic. But their research was too primitive and unambitious compared to the true power contained inside the shard. I had one of my own acolytes, Tanakia, send her spies to Theodora. They infiltrated the rogue trader's retinue, earned their trust, and reported to me about this magnificent object. The rest was trivial. I seized Apataph and laid down the conditions to our further coexistence. She was wise enough to concede defeat with dignity. I commenced Operation Precious Sentinel. I left a garrison on Epitaph, took the key to the dimensional gate from Theodora, sealed the gate, and started the creation of the yoke. I kept Theodora and her heirs in my sights, just in case. Not long before her death, I assigned Heinrichs to her and ordered her to rendezvous with him on Rykad Minoris. But your lordship inherited him instead. I admit I wasn't aware of you. Theodora managed to keep her secret heir up her sleeve. I don't think she was aware of us until right before everything went down. Heinrich's lips curls. It is unfortunate that I was not privy to all the details of this plan. Gritting his teeth, Abelard says quietly, in the old days, House von Valencius would have declared war over something like this and fought until the offender was dead. And what is this yoke? A containment device similar to this one, except better. The yoke was devised by the brightest minds of two races, using the ancient wisdom of a long-gone xenos civilization. A prison capable not only of holding the Catan shard, but also of controlling it while releasing fractions of its being. An instrument of obedience and destruction, a masterpiece whose creation required immense effort. It was made on Euphrates too. I captured Amarnat's student, Axiomantha, and she passed all of her mentor's drafts to me, and the one overseeing the process was none other than your acquaintance, the tech priest Cubus Delphim. His fall was regrettable. It seems that the unorthodox daring things he did at my behest drove him to break his vows and sink into heresy. But the human mind could never have comprehended the shard alone, and thus I appealed to the inhuman mind. I struck a deal with the Drukhari. Yeah, okay, I'm less and less liking this plan of yours, which is hard to imagine. Theft of sacraments and sacrets of the Adeptus Mechanicus registered. Inciting a devout tech priest to commit heresy registered. Blasphemous merging of sacred technologies with forbidden ones registered. Further transgression registration discontinued. The drill on Pascal's mechadendrite screeches in fury. You collaborated with the Drukhari? Alas, the operation demanded it. Though through the agents of one of my acolytes, Emelina, I contacted Archon Emerus and made a pact. I gave her access to the technologies contained within this relic, and destroyed her rivals in the Cabal. She would relay information on their raids to my spies, and I would solve the problem. In exchange, her homunculus, Tervantius, forged the yoke for me. So this is also made by Tervantius. So much is bad about this plan. Of course, I did not let him near the shard itself, but rather set up a laboratory for him on Quetzaltemur. It was safer that way. So the reason he was on Quetzaltemur that we eventually had to deal with was because of you. It was safer that way. All the pieces were contributing to my plan, but none had enough information to comprehend the entirety of it. Heinrich cringes at Kalkazar's words. You disposed of Emelina like unwanted rubbish, like waste material, after all her years of faithful service to the Golden Throne. Unfortunately, I had to send Emelina away and remove her from the board. A shrewd woman of principle, I used to value those qualities of hers, but suddenly they started to get in the way of my plan. It would have been safer to eliminate her, before she could figure out what was going on, but I must have grown miserly over the years, and was loath to part with a good agent, or perhaps I was simply being sentimental. Why did the Drukhari want the shard? It was one of the most complicated and perfect creations of a race much older than the Drukhari. It is no mere object, but a treasure trove of technology. Shards aren't treasure troves of technology, they're pieces of the Catan. A wise master could uncover many secrets simply by observing it. Sound strategy or nothing can excuse consorting with inhumans. Well, I can't really say that while I have Irliet with me. But a sound strategy sounds so bad. A sound strategy. Trust me, your lordship, the threat of the alien pales in comparison to that posed by the ruinous powers. That I agree with. I find working with Irliet to fight against the ruinous powers, particularly Slaanesh, because she's so against Slaanesh, is a good deal. So working with the aliens over the ruinous powers is good. Grimace could plunder 1,000 worlds, but she is no Urlon the Cruel. She was as great a danger to her own kin as she was to the Imperium. The disruption she caused among the Drukhari was only to our benefit. She intended to trigger a powerful disjunction in Camorra, thereby destroying her rivals and elevating her own cabal in the process. Knowing full well how precarious her grand plan was, I made no attempt to talk her out of it. With a little luck, we wouldn't have need worry about Camorra's influence. This new information about a pact combined with the observation data collected in this star system resolves the inconsistencies identified earlier. Unit Xavier Calxar stands accused of stealing the astrographic records of the Cognizant's fleet. Okay. So he stole the astrographic records. He was working with Tervantius, who we know was stealing stars. Is that why the stars are here? No, because they were eaten by the Catan, which has been sealed for millennia. So no. I'm amazed at your analytical prowess. Yes, I need the stars to feed the shard. Never mind. You stole stars, brought them here to feed the shard. Wow. So, Rykad Minoris, was that one of the stars? I guess Rykad itself, Minoris being one of the planets, but Rykad's system that had its star stolen, was that one of the stars that's now here that you just had stolen, killing off all the inhabitants so that you could feed a Catan shard? What is wrong with you? Yes, I need the stars to feed the shard. The Cabal of the Reaving Tempest could steal them and bring them here, but it was imperative to preserve the exact energy parameters so as not to trigger the object's premature detonation. I procured the necessary information on suitable stars from the Explorator Fleet's data scriptorium. Registering a Category 1 blasphemy, Unit Xavier Calxar is hereby sentenced to intravital dissection and study. Upon the cessation of vital functions, the unit's remains must be disposed of in disgrace. Kind of agree with you, Pascal. And then I take it you decide to get rid of your Xenos allies. Denizens of the Rykad system, Santiel's pride, and all the other starless worlds were the ones who... You were the one who sentenced them to death by sending the Drukhari after their sons. Yeah. Well noted. Yes, I acted as their executioner, as regrettable as their losses were. However, to overestimate their importance to the Imperium would have been folly. Every single day, humanity pays a far more terrible price, and that must be brought to an end. And then I take it you decide to get rid of your Xenos allies? There was no more need of them, seeing as the yoke was almost complete and the situation was escalating out of control. Theodore was dead, the Cult of the Final Dawn had reared its head and was preparing to strike, and Euremerus had forgotten her place. She was putting forward too many elimination requests, and when I told her to curb her appetite, she retaliated. The theft of the Rykad star was timed to occur when Master Van Calix would be on the planet. The Archon wanted to rob me of one of my agents and send a message. What? Rykad's son vanished because of me? I mean, I would put the blame far more on him. You just happened to be there and someone was trying to take you out. That is not your fault. I still fail to see the connection between the disappearing star and the Cult of the Final Dawn. How could the Xenos catalyze the fulfillment of the archenemy's prophecy? And then the Koronus Expanse was engulfed in flame. I had to rush the operation and declare sector-wide martial law. The webway gate that Euremerus' warriors had been using was destroyed and the facility on Quetzaltemur razed. I evacuated the half of the yoke that Tervantius had completed, but was too late to retrieve the second half from Euphrates II. Okay. So when we were there in Tervantius' lair on Quetzaltemur, it showed that the ceiling had been breached and something was taken. That's the half of the yoke. And then the second half he got when he sent us there to Euphrates II as a distraction, essentially, while his people retrieved it. Cubus Delphim revealed to Erlon the Cruel where he should strike, and that almost spelt the end of the Operation Precious Sentinel. I appreciate your efforts in resolving this problem. In fact, you turned out to be much more useful than Theodore ever was. Yeah, we were too willing to aid the Inquisition because they're the Inquisition. Why did you call for the Astartes to come to your aid? I needed a remarkably strong force to keep my Xenos allies in check. The Emperor's Angels were just the weapon I was looking for. Except, considering the sensitive nature of my operation, I couldn't very well risk requesting aid from my allies in the Death Watch, could I? And then I remembered an old debt owed to me by Space Wolves, great company, so I decided to call in a favor. They were an asset at first. The Wolves helped me close the Dimensional Gate by overwhelming its security systems. I tasked them with hunting the Xenos condemned by Euremerus, but eventually they started prying, and that was unacceptable. I could control Thorvald by giving him more tempting targets, but The baleful Howl Pack. They raided an outpost where my agents had been meeting with the Drukhari. The pack took prisoners, but lost the esteemed brother Ulfar. I hoped that they would give it their all to the search, but instead the wolves forced this system's coordinates out of their captives and came crashing down on my head. They had no gate transport. They had no gate to transport them. They used nothing but their warp engines. Thankfully, they realized their situation too late, so Tanakia managed to neutralize them. I see. You've come so far in pursuit of answers, Ignatius. It would be too cruel to leave your curiosity unsatisfied. Seeing as the inhabitants of this place almost killed you, I gather that something went wrong with this plan of yours. Not at all. Operation Precious Sentinel is in its final stages. The increase in xenos activity is a vexing yet trivial development in the grand scheme of things. They were supposed to guard the device, but they slept through the intrusion, and only the Catan Shard's emanations could make them stir. Theodore's research destabilized the Shard's prison, and my project only made it worse. Whenever particles of the Catan's Shard's energy seep out, many curious phenomena occur. The destruction of the crypt, the warped reality. When I tame the monster, I will order it to stop disrupting the laws of the universe. A being so powerful that just some of its energy reaching through the cracks is able to destabilize and disrupt the laws of the universe, just from tiny energy seeking out, and you think your yoke is powerful enough to keep it in check permanently when you just send it off to fight your enemies. No, not at all. And that brings me to the most interesting part of our conversation. You know my plan, and now want to know yours. Will you admit that I am in the right and join me in this undeniably ambitious act, or will you try to stop me? I will be upfront with you. If it is the latter, I will be forced to remove you, but I'm sure you realize that already. That is the second time you have threatened the Lord Captain. Listen to yourself. What you're planning is heresy. Very true. I will not let you bring this insane plan to fruition. I'm with you. Wake the beast and let us shackle it together. What you are planning is heresy. Enough, Ignatius. It will only be heresy if I lose. If I prevail, it will be a triumphant feat in the name of saving humanity from the horrors of the universe, and I will not lose. Sorry, man. As much as I want to help the Inquisition, you have turned aside from everything the Inquisition stands for. I will not let you bring this insane plan to fruition. Heinrichs, eliminate the rogue traitor. Calcazar gazes at the unmoving interrogator. Heinrichs, he's gone mad. You don't have to listen to him. He will do no such thing. Glare at Heinrichs, don't you dare. Or just say nothing. He's gone mad. You don't have to listen to him. After a brief pause, Heinrichs nods and responds gravely. I no longer recognize your authority, Lord Inquisitor. My apologies. In that case, Heinrichs van Calix, in the name of the Emperor, I hereby revoke your inquisitorial privileges and declare you excommunicate traitorous. The punishment for your heresy is death. I bid you farewell. The Inquisitor nods calmly. There's not a shred of hatred or disappointment on his face. Farewell, then. I'm glad to have made your acquaintance, Ignatius, despite everything. He glances at his retinue. Eliminate the rogue traitor.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Show them no mercy.
All right, so yeah, we've got a bunch of people around. Yeah, just seeing the energy leaking out of this prison. All right, so all of you are pathetically weak. At least these guys tucked in the back. 84 health. They will die if I sneeze on them too hard. Inquisition veteran, you're significant. Yeah, the Techno Sorceress are nothing to worry about. Inquisition Mystic is also a big deal. Enforcer and Calcazar. Alright, so there are 4 real enemies in this fight. Let's see. And all the good positions of cover kind of blocked. But I definitely want Ignatius to get, you know, this line. Possibly even this line where I can hit the Mystic as well. If I angle it right. So I'm gonna put Ignatius back here. Cassia might not be able to see, so I might have to have her rush forward somewhere, which is going to be a bit awkward. Or I could just have her stand out in the open as well. That is a choice. But I think not. Here, Liette. Any good cover for you? Yeah. You can stand here. That should give you a good line on both of them, I think. As well as being able to shoot here. And that's 3 of the 4 real enemies. Might even... Nah, you probably don't have a line there. That's probably in the way. And then as for our meleeers... I think I'll tuck you guys all over here for now. Because I'm wanting Cassia to be able to blast here without risk of hitting allies. Does mean this guy is sort of... No one's focusing on killing him, which is surely going to come back and haunt me, but it's fine for now. Okay, can you actually see him? Yes, actually.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may?
So out of curiosity, can I get that line I wanted? I can. Brilliant. That's super good. And we'll do a run and gun. Oh, right. I also want to orchestrate flames on myself.
Not a problem for me.
And then let's Melta. Super good.
Counting me was your biggest mistake.
High momentum already. Yeah, we'll use steady superiority. Give myself a free turn. It drops momentum, but I think Cassia's object should overcome that. For Inquisitorial Tenant. I guess I probably should have looked at Calcazar's stats. The Inquisitor's aura decreases the psi rating of psykers within a 4-cell radius by 2. Oh, okay. I should move back. Good to know.
My tactics are flawless.
Okay, that's definitely beyond 4 cells. I don't know if this counts as being within the 4 cells. Like if it starts at him and then... Probably it's 4 cells out. Well, might as well use this as well.
Already done.
Give you guys a bit more damage. And then end our free turn. Now, Cassia. Let's have you blast as much as you can. I want you to hit. Ooh. Okay, then. That's not hitting any of our allies somehow. Huh. Well,
I'm
now.
not accustomed to being as duty demands. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Yeah, this is super good. I'm hitting him and Calcazar. Inquisitor's Tenant is free. We'll mend reality.
If you insist, Lord
Couldn't do
Captain.
another attack, so
Isn't
we'll
this
just
a job for the serfs?
High momentum.
go there. High momentum to give us... Okay, you need to move. Can you not move? Oh no! Mistakes were made.
If I may.
Make a spot. Then move,
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
which will allow you to move into it.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Oh, almost messed that up.
I'll show you why navigators
Okay.
are feared.
There we go. Oh, I do need to get closer if I want to hit you too. but one step closer and I'm in range where I'm doing a lot less damage. Alright, I'd rather do more damage with my attacks. We can mop you up later.
You don't stand a chance!
Okay, that's one of your servants down.
Nothing I can't do.
Almost there.
All too easy.
Alright. He doesn't have a health bar, so I'm guessing we can't actually hurt him anymore. Let's focus on taking out the rest of these characters.
Not a problem for me.
I guess I could move over and then hit both of you.
Already done.
Might as well take you out.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Revel and slaughter,
Suits
run
my
and gun.
purposes. All too easy.
Not quite dead. But I can use Inflame.
Suits my purposes. Nothing of
That'll
value
kill you.
has been lost.
Yeah, Calcazar's not taking any more damage, so we're just mopping up at this point.
Let's see how they respond to this.
Orchestrate flames on you so you stay burning. And Cassia.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay.
Let's make it quick.
Okay.
Hold on.
So you guys have no health, but you're shooting plasma weapons. Which we're just dodging. Probably because your stats are likely terrible. Ha! It's my turn again. This game. Okay. That's all of you guys down. We have you back here. You way back there. And then you way over here. Who's this on fire? Oh, that's Xavier, right. You're not dead. You're just kind of dead.
Suits my purposes.
I guess I'll just start taking out all of you.
Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
One more to go. Can I see you from here? I can't. Alright, then we will dash.
Nothing I can't do.
This, Xavier, is why you shouldn't have challenged me.
Nothing of value has been lost.
You couldn't even beat me, and you thought you could take on a Catan?
It is too early. The yoke must be activated, or all is lost.
An invisible yet clearly tangible aura of power envelops the figure clad in the robes of a tech priest. It is all the more baffling to hear a youthful, excited voice from under the hood. This is it, the place of our origin. Nomos' gaze is trained upon the Catan shard. It was your strike and your wish to escape your prison that begot us. It was your strike and your wish to escape your prison that begot us. So am I right that Nomos is a Catan? Also, he's gone back to not having a picture. The mysterious creature that has been your ship's soul for so long turns to face you. But it is you, Ignatius, who truly ushered us into this world. So let us meet our abominable precursor together, for it is ready to break free. Greetings, Nomos, or what are you talking about? Can you not talk in riddles? Greetings, Nomos. I'll be nice. We are out of time now. It escapes now. Yes, because we're leaving Calcazar alive to set it free. Oh, that's what Nomos looked like in his picture.
Feel my wrath!
Are we fighting a Catan now? Because ordinary mortals should not be able to fight a Catan. Let's be real. 15,000 hit points. Hopefully Nomos is going to save the day. I'm assuming this yellow character is Nomos. Yes. So we've got the Catan Shard that's next in combat. Cassia, being such a good tactician, she's able to outspeed the Catan in battle, which means she can make us outspeed the Catan in battle. Yeah, there are 3 Catan Shards. They do often break into pieces so they can cover more battlefields at once. I don't see the other 2. There's you. No, it's all just you. You just get 3 turns. 2 of them back to back. That's not going to be a problem at all. Alright, sure, yep. Everything's great. Cassie, you go there. We will be here out of cover because we can't get to cover. So, Irliet, you can go into full cover there. Meleeers, get up in the front in cover. I guess, and we'll just stand out in the open, you know. It's all good. Why am I not surprised that this ends with us fighting a Catan Shard?
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Alright. Light ourselves on fire. Orchestrate flames. I'm assuming Nomos is going to do something to save the day, because there's no way they're actually expecting us to take down... I mean, our character being as overpowered as we are, we might be able to take down a 15,000 health enemy eventually. But standard gameplay, that would be absurd.
Nothing I can't do.
Alright, let's light you on fire. Doing 11 to 21 damage.
Already done.
18 damage. Alright, this is going to take a while. 245% armor. 50 deflection. 50! 95% dodge. Yeah, you've got... Let's see, disperse. The Catan Shard teleports the enemies to random positions across the battlefield. Cone-shaped area attack directed at the enemy who last dealt damage to the Catan Shard. We don't know how much damage it's going to do. Catan Shard creates various copies of itself. Sure. Catan Shard swaps positions with one of its copies. Immunity to Deathless, Combat Master, and Quantum Cognition. As long as any Shard copy or the energy orb remain each time it is attacked, the Catan Shard will gain a stack of reconceptualization and trigger reflective retribution on the attacker. I don't even know what that means. Well, cool. That was my free turn down. I guess. Attack it a bit. You're actually doing significant damage. 56 to 103 is not bad at all.
These ruby flushes are choking me.
What is happening to you? Oh, were you taking damage from attacking it? Might be. Alright.
I'll paint your death in colors.
Let's see what we can do here. Still no damage? Yeah. Melta is significantly better. Usually melted just does double damage. I don't want to hit my allies. If I went here... Okay, that is hitting it, and I'm not hitting allies. Good. Is that hitting it? Yes. Doing so little damage.
All too easy.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
Not a problem for me.
We're slowly chipping down your health. Little by little. Down to 1,300. We'll keep you burning with your 13 damage per turn. And inflame.
Nothing I can't do.
A fleeting moment of integrity. Gone.
You were down at 1,300 and stuff. Now you're at 1,400, and I don't understand, and I'm not happy. We have dramatically reduced your armor, though. Psyfocus, Undam the Sea of Souls, Melting Armor, and Molten Beam has dropped it by 120%. Wow. And you're slowed. And blinded, apparently. Why are you healing? That's what I want to know. Because I see nothing that says you should just be gaining health back. But I swear that was at 13,000 something. And now it's back up to 14,000. Alright. I guess for what little it's worth, let's put out some of these locations.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
We'll give yourself a dodge bonus. Actually, maybe me a dodge bonus. Because I think I'm the most important to stay alive at this point.
A job for the serfs?
She's already used her ability to give me a free turn.
Me? If you insist, Lord
I don't
Captain.
know. And then, yeah, mend reality just to... I guess there wasn't even any warp. It's fine. Alright, Catan, what are you gonna do? You moved us around. That's fine. You moved yourself right behind Irliet. You didn't actually attack. Eroding Shard copy, 647 health. Eroding copy for 647. You're the real one, still at 14,000. Okay. I don't like that she is, you know, in melee range with it. It doesn't show that you'll take an attack of opportunity moving away.
I move as if unseen.
Good. Now you'll get your crit bonuses.
I understand your intent.
I hope Nomos chooses to do something helpful.
If it serves your cause.
That's good damage. It's just on the copy, though. But it's something.
Fortune favors the swift.
Threats of purpose so unraveling.
Yeah, we got it nearly half dead. And then, since you don't really have anything better to do with your turn, let's mark you for the hunt as well.
I am not your xenos pet monkey.
And then in my sights, because it's probably going to be alive next turn. What did you do, Nomos? If I can get back to your turn. Use the ability Breath of Fatality on Irliet. Grants the Nomos boon effect to allies. What? Nomos' boon. Increases ballistic skill, armor penetration, and damage dealt. You give that to her after her turn? Well, it said he used it on Irliet, and then Cassia got Nomos' boon. Did we all get it? What does it look like? It's a shield with a plus in it. Can't tell, I have too many things active. I don't think so. Cassia does have it. Nomos' boon. Does Irliet have it? No. So we used Nomos' breath. But it didn't actually affect Irliet. It affected Cassia. That's confusing. And all it does is increase... What was it? Increase ballistics? Ballistics, armor penetration, and damage dealt. You used that on Cassia. Thanks, Nomos. You've saved my ability to function. What would I ever do without Cassia being better at ballistics? Alright, from here I should be able to shoot both of you. Yes? It's not really clear. Can we not target you? Should be able to target you. Am I too far away there? I was here. Oh, probably one of those pillars was in the way. Okay. So I definitely want to hit both of them.
Already done.
Oh, did I not hit you? No, I did. Good. Was afraid I might have somehow went around it. We'll go with wildfire. Did I not use this last turn to give myself a second free attack every turn? Maybe I didn't. Seems a bit silly.
Nothing I can't do.
That'll give me a second attack on the two of you. I did not use it. I wish it would give some sort of text about what it's saying. It's definitely English it's saying. Like, I can hear it saying words, but I can't pick them all out. Steady superiority.
My time is now.
To give me another attack. I can get to here. I'm thinking if I dash, I could get here and I might be able to pull off a similar attack
I shall
there.
not fear.
So if we dash to there.
Not a problem for me.
Yes. So I can hit both Catan again.
All too easy.
And let's inflame you again.
Suits my purposes.
Something about can't damage a star. I think we can. Did I orchestrate flames on you? Yes. So you will stay on fire. Looks like nothing else I can do at this point.
That was insulting.
Alright. Heinrichs. Are you going to take an attack if you try and move around him? Does it seem like everyone else could safely move? How bad is that attack going to be? First of all, iron armor on yourself. Warp speed.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Purge soul is not doing much there or there. Not terribly surprising. What kind of damage does your melee weapon do? You just have plummeting stars, a ranged attack that sounds epic in name, but 25 to 30 damage is pretty pathetic. Times arrow also sounds powerful and really isn't. 35 to 50 is pretty good. Do I risk the attack? I mean, you are technically within the region. Each stack reduces all incoming damage dealt to the Catan Shard by 2%. All stacks are removed after the Catan Shard's turn. Structural vulnerability. The Catan Shard suffers minus 10 deflection and minus 50 armor for each stack of structural vulnerability. How do we get more of those? I don't know. It has no armor at this point, and its dodge is pretty terrible. I don't think I'm going to risk the movement. Oh, or we could do this. I could just move him here, which would get him into this area, give him a free attack.
Let's see to it. Nothing stands against me.
Good stuff. We'll go Word of the Emperor. And then Hammer of the Emperor. I probably shouldn't be focusing on him. I should be instead taking down the shard. But Heinrichs was here. I could go with a Psychic Strike, but I don't think I'm going to. Let's just go with the normal attack.
Throne of glory.
Pretty good damage. Healing. Part of me still wants to risk it, to charge over here and get an attack off. It's a really bad idea. Oh no, it's not showing red anymore, so you won't take the attack of opportunity here, supposedly. Alright. Good damage. So you're nearly down. Plus 15% block against the first attack made by each of the marked enemies. If such an attack is blocked, the wielder counterattacks the corresponding enemy. I guess, Mark.
I won't object to it.
Why did you just take a bunch of damage? I don't know. Let's have you go over here, Abelard. Take a swing. Hopefully kill the shard.
I took care of this one.
And then charge this guy. Sworn enemy. Seems reasonable. And then charge.
It will be done. Target well struck.
Didn't actually do that much damage. He took some damage to his temporary hit points. And that was it.
At your
Defensive
beck and
stance. Full work.
victory is imminent.
And Wall of Rock Creep.
It will be done.
Yeah.
I've suffered worse.
Pascal. I could take off all the burning to just hit him really hard. That's kind of what Pascal does. Oh, I kind of forgot that we had another shard copy back here. And I kind of want to take out as much of them as I can. So that way we're not dealing with the shard copies and the Catan. I think Pascal can take you out, though. That's the real question. And the answer is probably no. Because you're not... You are burning. Okay. No, this isn't... This isn't a no. This might work. We'll go with Reckless Abandon.
Request approved.
Always a fun choice. And where it hurts.
My vow is to serve.
Followed by your attack.
I deal death with my hands.
Yeah, okay.
The singularity of annihilation.
Okay. Can you? No. Alright, heal yourself with your Medicaid
My
Mechadendrite.
frail organics require this.
Did we determine that Carnival of Misery actually affected damage dealt by others? I don't recall.
I am a savant of destruction.
Might as well go for it, so that you take even more fire damage. But I think that's probably all that Pascal is going to do this turn. It's now the Catan's turn. That was some good hits. Okay. You get bonuses if the energy orb is around. I think one of your abilities said. Yeah? This one. As long as any shard copy or energy orb remain, each time it's attacked, the Catan shard will gain a stack of reconceptualization and trigger reflective retribution on the attacker. Ah, that's what it was. So we need to take out the shard copies and energy orbs first before we attack the main shard. Ideally. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Yeah, because whatever stacks he had are gone now. And we've taken down 5,000 of his health. Now, what is your deal, Energy Orb? You've got a good amount of health, no armor. You cannot attack. You're immobilized, so you can't move. Next turn, the Catan Shard will explode the orb to deal lethal damage to all enemies. Well, it doesn't give a range, just all enemies. So we need to take it out first. And there's no other shards around. Well, can you give Ignatius another turn? Thank you. Ignatius, if you could move here and then Melta him, that would be great. Can you melt it in such a way that you're hitting this and him? Yes. Do that.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
The threats of purpose are unraveling.
Already done. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Threads of purpose are unraveling, he says. I was wondering if that's what gave him those extra abilities. This was not.
Suits my purposes.
Make good use of all of my free turns. It's weird that I'm not seeing the attack originating from me. Makes me slightly uncomfortable. Let's step down the stairs. There we go. We've had too many instances where attacks don't actually go off the way they're supposed to. I used Ignite instead. 174 to 306 versus... No. Okay, this is doing double damage, so we want to use Melta.
All too easy.
Yeah, we're doing terrible things to the warp. And then Inflame?
Nothing I can't do.
Yeah, we're starting to do some serious damage. He's about half dead. Wait, I have to use the frontline ability? Oh, I could move the front line. That's weird. No, it's fine. I mean, I suppose I could move it, since he's not inside of it, to aid my allies. Sure.
Suits my purposes.
There you go. Now my allies will be better able to melee him inside the front line. Alright, back to Cassia's turn. Please mend reality. Things are really bad. Thank you. And then burn him a few times. That's not really doing much damage. Let's boost
If
maybe
I
Heinrich's. That might be a wise choice.
I am a navigator, not a servant.
Back to high momentum. Nice. Alright, Catan, you get another turn. Where you summoned... Let's see. 2 shards, 3 shards. Alright. Yeah. So we've got the main Catan, which it's not letting me scroll the initiative tracker because that would be helpful. It's just going to do whatever it wants. Cool. Iliad. I could have you keep attacking the main shard, but we know it does less damage, or it gets some sort of bonuses if we're attacking it while it's got these guys around. Yeah, reconceptualization. All incoming damage is dealt is reduced by 2%. Yeah. So if I had you instead focus on taking out some of these. They have different health. 780, 1045, and 635 though it's already injured. Why do you have structuring shard copy, disintegrating shard copy, disintegrating shard copy? Why are you special? Structuring. Matter absorption. Grants the Catan shard extra temporary wounds. Well, we don't want that.
I am not your xenos pet, monkey.
Let's see. Do
If it
analyze
serves
enemies
your
there as
cause.
well. Wish Nomos would give a bonus to someone that can actually take good use of it.
Cannot damage a star.
I could use her Wild Hunt. Though I think I marked you as prey as well. Probably. No. So if I used Wild Hunt, it would only trigger on that one. She'd get her extra bonuses. But maybe it is smarter to... I can't mark anymore. Okay. We'll use Wild Hunt on you.
Pay with your blood in the name of Kaela Menshakain!
Low momentum, that's bad.
Fortune favors the swift.
Purpose are unraveling.
I understand your intent.
Okay, Nomus,
Whispers through my existence.
Boon, something about a group effect. Okay. So do we all have Nomos' boon now? It's hard to tell. Not seeing it. So no. Who did you use it on this time, Nomos? Nomos used Breath of Fatality on Ignatius. Iliad and Abelard. Do you have it? Yes, you have Nomos' boon, a boost to your ballistics, armor penetration, and damage dealt. Good. Unfortunately, applied it right after the end of your turn, which is less useful. Why am I unable to act? It gave me a turn, and I can move, but I can't use any actions? Oh, I'm probably stunned. That will break me out of it. Let's see. I am prone? I don't appear prone. supposedly I'm prone. Let's use battle trance.
Nothing I can't do.
Minor wounds to get me out of that effect. And now we can keep attacking. Ideally, I'd like to do what I did before, where I was able to hit multiple targets. I wonder if I can hit you two. If I went here... if I went here, I said. Thank you. And I would melt it through you. Could I hit you as well? Yes. And I'm barely missing Irliet. And Abelard. Looks like.
My tactics are flawless.
Yeah, I'll take the attack. It sucks. But it's fine.
Nothing of value has been lost.
You didn't die as much as it looked like you were going to, unfortunately. But that can kill you, which is good.
Not my specialty.
No line of sight. Really?
Not a problem for me. What's your biggest mistake?
That's another one down.
Echoes of time see their last.
Suits my purposes. All too
Gonna
easy.
run and gun. And get me... I am not confident I'll have the angle here. I do have the angle here.
Already done.
Good stuff. Not sure why I'm getting so many attacks, but I'm not going to complain. I could actually use this to rush over there, but I don't think it's necessary. Just so I could get an angle to hit both.
Nothing I can't
This
do.
is fine. You go down. Then Wildfire. Give me another attack. Here.
Cannot damage a star.
Almost down to 5,000, which means we're almost reaching a proper third of his health.
Not
Inflame
a
again?
problem for me.
Take the victim's place.
Shattered divinity.
I clicked it. I don't know what it does. Oh, so someone else could take my place. Okay. I really don't want Ignatius taking that hit. So... And I don't know when it triggers. I wish this would let me control... Please, let me see the initiative. So the Catan going to go next. Because it gets to go so many times. Let's move you forward.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Word of the Emperor on all of us. Shield of the Emperor. Give bonuses that don't matter to Ignatius.
Let's see to it.
Oh, right, you're destroying the warp. Let's give him ongoing regeneration, just to be sure. Warp speed. Yes.
Naturally.
We destroy the warp further, and then take his place. Not enough action points. Oh, it takes 2 action points. Mistakes were made. Oh, mistakes were made. Okay. Well, that's certainly something that's going to ruin this fight.
I need a foothold.
All right, well, hopefully all of my boosts to Ignatius keep him alive. because we were unable to... I didn't realize I was going to take 2 actions. I was banking on only taking 1. Okay, no, we're getting multiple turns to deal with this. Okay. Yeah, see, it doesn't show here that it's going to take 2. Oh, there it is. Now it's showing it. I don't know when this is finally going to take effect, so I guess we'll have Pascal take the place. Move closer to interact. Okay.
Explorators know one route. Forward.
Yep. Pascal takes the place. Where did Ignatius go? With regards to this. Are we both just standing in the same square? Hopefully it doesn't hurt Ignatius. Let's see. If you go here, how many of them can you hit? Just the 2. Still worth it.
Emperor, give me strength.
Oh, also mend reality because we are in a bad spot. Can you actually give Ignatius a turn?
I'm
Yes.
not accustomed to being ordered around.
Structuring shard, eroding, disintegrating. Where can we get to? We can't move very far, actually. It's a shame. But we can move out of that square. And I suppose I will Melta through you again. Even though you're getting some amount of damage reduction, it does not overcome the 600 potential damage I'm doing here.
Suits my purposes.
I have suffered the singularity of annihilation.
How much health do you have now? 3,000? Now I could move to a point where I can attack both of those. Perhaps I should. If I dash to here,
Already done.
I hit both of you.
Suits my purposes. Nothing of value has been lost.
Drops you.
Nothing I can't do.
You have no health left. Huh. I don't know how many more attacks I'm going to get. I think this is my last one this turn. Wasting it on you feels silly. But I guess it is a free turn that we've got, so...
Suits my purposes. What's your biggest?
Yeah, that's the end of our free turn.
Singularity of annihilation.
Back to Cassia's turn. Could keep lidless staring. 80 damage. This instead does way better, and it only costs 1 AP. That seems like an obvious choice. And that's as much as you could do for an attack. Okay. Any way we can boost Pascal so that he survives?
Me? If you insist,
The
Lord
answer is
Captain.
probably no,
If I may.
but here's hoping. I don't know how much damage this is going to do, but the fact that you can move your allies out of range and it gives you, you know, a whole round to deal with it, makes me assume that it's fatal to whoever it hits. Okay, Irliet's turn. 2,000 health left. Yeah, ultimately it doesn't matter what she does because she does not do enough damage to significantly affect the battle. Can you take out one of them? 780, 664. So he's probably the one that would be best for you to focus on. You're most likely to do real damage to him.
If it serves your cause.
Yeah.
Damage a star.
You're doing some damage, but realistically,
If it
not a
serves your
lot.
cause.
I guess in my sights on him again. Might as
I
well.
am not your xenos pet, monkey.
And almost applied this to Irlit and Abelard again.
I won't go down easy.
Alright, it is back to my turn. Sweet. I'm gonna just keep focusing on the Catan. Like the main one. Looks like firing fire that way is safe. So let's get behind you here. Because, yeah, I could trigger on taking out some of these guys, and maybe I should. Are you not hitting this one? When you... Huh. Move over. Get to a point where you're hitting. There we go. So, yeah, I could take out one and part of another, and then melt a through.
Already done.
Which is probably the smart thing to do.
Echoes of time. See their
Yeah, that's gonna hit Abelard. No. That goes right between them.
Your biggest mistake. Nothing I can't do.
Okay, you're almost dead. Let's just finish you off.
Not a problem for me. Nothing of value has been lost.
Then I can wildfire.
Nothing I can't do.
Which will allow me to do another Melta.
Already done.
And then another Inflame. Oh, I think we did it. We took down a Catan shard. This is another one of those fights that I don't know how you're supposed to beat without having an overpowered psyker.